welcome to the DorkLair Collecting live stream. We have a special guest tonight, Craig from Toy Anxiety and Cryptoids Toys. What's going on, man?
Hey, Bill. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Very happy to be here.
Awesome. So we're going to talk Cryptoids. We're going to talk toy news. I do have a giveaway. We're going to give away one of my mystery boxes tonight.
Cool. Very cool.
So if anybody, we're going to talk cons in a little bit, but if anybody is in the Boston area and is heading to the Great American Toy Show, ChrisCon Toy Show in Taunton, Mass, I'm gonna be selling these there. If I don't sell out there, I'll sell the rest online. I know I gave people an opportunity to get some earlier, but I had to hold some back for the con. But I will give one away tonight to one lucky winner. And let's check in with the chat, see who's here. We got Dave. What's going on, Dave? Always early. Josh Brown is here. Cryptoids. El Spooky Zorro. Hammertron. No, Dave beat you to it, dude. Twizzler is here. Charlie, Ryan, William, Everett, Benny. Whoops, let's see here. Yeah, Benny. Z-Man, Ripe for Valhalla. Jen is here. Motu Guru, Brian Brink, Pink Lemonade. Let's see here. Dylan is here. Boosh Chris. That's a name I don't think I've seen. Wizard of Toys. Benny Torres. Hayes. And Starscream. And Tiffany Mythic Dolphin. Oh, and Wholesome Warlock. I got a little news that Wholesome Warlock shared that we'll talk about after. Jeremy Govier. All right. What is going on, people? So we usually start with recent pickups. Craig, have you picked up anything recently that you want to share?
You know, I did get some stuff. I showed most of it off on Toy Anxiety this week, but I did I don't know what's your collecting, like what are you guys into over here? Is it a DC place? Is it a Marvel place? Is it a Power Rangers place?
Is DC, everything? Marvel, not a bunch of Power Rangers, but definitely DC and Marvel. A lot of Transformers collectors in here. A lot of Mythic Legions, of course.
Yeah, I've told the story a lot, but I'm in Atlanta, but for my Dragon, I did local pickup. So at some point, I'm gonna have to drive to New Jersey to pick up that thing. I'm gonna get some content out of it. You know, it's funny. Right. I've been so focused on all this Kickstarter stuff. I've really kind of peeled off on some of my modern collecting. I mean, I am picking up still, various Motu Origins and Motu Masterverse figures, and when I go to the toy store, I'm one to pick up a skeleton, a Mythic Legion, a lot of vintage toys though in my life, but not as much modern these days. Although I'm excited for what Mattel might be doing with DC. I can't wait to see their rollout next year.
Yeah, it's going back. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure.
So nothing to share right now.
You know what? I'll share a couple things. So I showed this off the other day, but I did get this TMNT Archie series Mondo Gecko. Picked this up recently. So I don't know if you guys are Ninja Turtles guys at all.
I love turtles.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I've been kind of like on the fence on, because NECA has so many different lines going. They got the animated turtles and the movie turtles and the Last Ronin and Mirage, and you can't get it all. I mean, you can. I try not to, but this was gifted to me by my wife and for my birthday, and now it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to. I saw I never picked up the wrestling turtles, like the 4-pack, so I'm gonna need those now, and then the Leatherhead, and it just you know how it is, slippery slope.
Yeah, totally.
But then the other thing that this is like two fandoms that I'm not that big into, but I saw these at Toy Fair and I was really into them. This is the new Playmates Kaiju Rangers. So it's the Godzilla Power Rangers mashups. And I'm a sucker for a mashup. So I'll show these off.
I haven't even heard of those. Cool.
Yeah. So it's like I'm casual at best Godzilla fan and really I'm Power Rangers not much at all, but I just like the design. and they're $15. And if I can buy a modern action figure with cool packaging and cool concept for $15, I tend
Yeah.
to at least check it out. But then there's one more, the Green Ranger. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. And then at Toy Fair, this is really good like packaging artwork. And at Toy Fair, they had a big Godzilla decked out in like the Dragon Zord mecha gear that they said they want to do, not a guarantee. So who knows? It's like, what do you call it? Like an impulse purchase.
Yeah.
Am I going to be a completist? I don't know. They're probably going to put out 5 or 6 of these, but that's really about it for pickups this week.
Nice. We got Hedgehog with the $2 super chat, even in DorkLair denizens. Hedgehog actually opened up a couple of the mystery boxes. He bought 2, and on his channel he opened up a couple of mystery boxes. So if anybody wants to see what they're like, go check out his video. And
Cool.
thank you, Hedgehog, for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it. All right, so for me, first of all, speaking of Kickstarters, the Legendary Meta
cool.
Travelers Legendary are shipping now, and this is I forget his name right now. Dark Helm. I forget his first name, but Dark Helm is his last name. Pretty cool. They're a little fussy, but they do have that like really nice 4 horsemen finish, and like, you know, the horsemen did the production on these, and they did the sculpts and stuff too. So
Cool.
Yeah. So that's him.
That's awesome.
I haven't had a lot of time to do reviews lately. They sent me a couple figures early, and I just haven't had time to do it. I did get a shot of him up on my Instagram with a few thoughts on it, but at some point I want to get some reviews up. The other one I got of that is, where is it? Right here. Arcturus, right here.
That's cool. I like that.
And you know, they both have that like cracked, molten sort of like looking flesh or whatever, but it's like they're cast in translucent plastic, and then there's like paint on top. So it's got a cool kind of look to it, and he's he's kind of got he's pretty cool.
I like that a lot.
And then and they sent me some comics too. The comics are great artwork and stuff.
Oh, cool.
I think this is 2 issues of the same. It's the same issue. It's like issue 1, just 2 different covers. And then another thing I've been doing, I'm like kind of obsessed actually, is painting up these Knights of the Slice. This is the newest Glyos mold. It's called the Hazard Core, and they released just 2 in blanks. One is a glow in the dark Xenoglow, and one is like a gray, kind of like, you know, prototype gray, quote unquote. And I've just been, I painted 2 up, and I'm obsessed. Like, they have such cool details. These were actually the sculptor actually did the prototypes by hand, like traditional sculpting, not digital sculpting. Okay. And
that's
this
rare.
has been in the works for a long time. Yeah, it's kind of not a thing many people do anymore, in terms of toy production at least. So that was the second one I painted up, and the first one is this golden blue.
Those look really good.
So I'm obsessed with these, and I don't know, it's just like, it's the right amount. You know, like sometimes like a Legions figure, it's like almost too big a project to paint.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and then sometimes like some Glyos figures, they're so simple that it's like not enough. But like these have just the right amount of like kind of like layered sculpture on them where you can paint details, but it's not like overwhelming. So it's like kind of fun challenge, but also manageable.
Well, I am not a customizer or painter, but I don't know if this means anything to you, but those looked really good. I think you did a great job. That looks awesome. Yeah, I mean, you know, I tried being a wrestling figure customizer in 8th grade, and that went not very far. So I remember buying an Exacto.
You ruined your toys, Craig.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I was just chopping things off with an Exacto knife and bleeding, and I was like, this is for somebody else. That's not me.
Yeah, I don't do like a lot of chopping up. I like to paint, like sometimes I'll kit bash something together maybe get a custom head sculpt and sort of put together my own build and then paint it. But
Yeah.
it's very rare. Like I like this is like these are the first ones I've done this year,
Uh-huh.
and like last year, did I even do any? I did like barely any last year. Um, and then the other one is the latest Onel wave. I'm huge into Glyos, as you may be able to
Yeah.
tell.
Well, that's cool.
But this is from the latest Onel wave. So this is their Armorvore, but they've got a new head for it now. This lion head. That's gonna, they're gonna do the blue and white, like the Battle Beast patch,
Right,
eye
right.
patch lion guy, right? Like they're totally gonna do that. But yeah, this guy came out awesome.
Nice.
Super, super cool. And there was a couple of other figures in this wave, but I think this was the highlight for me of this wave.
Very cool.
Yeah. That's
I feel bad. I should have had more pickups. I mean, I could just start.
No,
Oh, look, here's something I got. It's the CD soundtrack to Son-in-Law. Is that a toy? It's not, but if any, this is a good soundtrack. No, I mean
nice.
that stuff's really cool. Yeah, it's interesting too, because as we, with the way our project is kind of like coming together, like I am taking on more of the kind of business marketing, side of it, and then Jacob is our podcast partner, is like lead designer, and then we've got a really amazing sculptor. So but the more I kind of get like introduced and immersed into the world of like toy design, I'm starting to really appreciate all that stuff in a way that I don't like. I've always been a collector, and I've always obviously had an interest. I mean, my whole house is full of toys, but now that we're getting into like making toys, I'm kind of seeing things from different ways and appreciating things that I didn't, just kind of went over my head in the past.
Right.
So
less
cool
less
stuff.
passive now, probably, I would imagine.
Yeah, just kind of like, and like we're early on, so it's like we're once we're into production and we start getting into like figuring out like hurdles that we have to climb, and engineering issues, and because I know we're being a little ambitious with this project. So at some point someone's going to sit us down, I think, and say like, okay, let's get back down to reality a little bit. You can't just keep adding figures to the campaign, which we are, though. Next week we have a surprise figure drop coming, so
Nice.
stay tuned. I can tease that more later, but yeah, it's been fun.
So why don't you just give a little quick bit about yourself,
Sure.
the podcast, and your kind of journey into this before we kind of dive in.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw some familiar names in the chat, but I'm sure there's a lot of people here who have no idea who I am. So my name's Craig. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I host a podcast called Yes Have Some, YHS podcast. We've been doing that for 10 years. So that's kind of where we started with like this, type of podcast world. We had a focus on toy collecting, but a huge focus on Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters movie franchise. So that's kind of over time kind of evolved into like a movie, movie lighthearted, pop culture podcast with a heavy emphasis on Ghostbusters. So I don't know if you're a fan of those movies, but we've done a lot of coverage and have done a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And so that's kind of like a whole world we have that is Ghostbuster centric. But 5 or 6 years ago, we spun that off into another show, which is our YouTube show, Toy Anxiety, which is every Tuesday night. And I think what happened was over the last, 5, 7, 8 years, there's been this kind of renaissance, or not even renaissance, but just this new wave of independent toy makers and people just doing really, really interesting stuff across the board. Like whether it's, obviously like Mythic Legions is kind of like the gold standard. So Four Horsemen, obviously, I don't think anybody here needs to be introduced to who they are and what they do. But even like Animal Warriors of the Kingdom and Savage Crucible and Brutal Realm and like all these like just new interesting toy lines popping up. And then like one of the things that inspired me a lot is also what's happening in the independent wrestling action figure space. I don't know if you're familiar with that at all, but there's there's like 5 or 6 companies who are doing just really interesting things in the world. And pro wrestling is its own niche of a niche in the action figure world, and like it tends to be a bubble that people don't go in and out. It's just you're a wrestling guy. But there's 5 or 6 companies kind of proving like, hey, you can do this. Like there's enough they've kind of democratized with technology and access to factories. Like if you have an idea you're passionate about, maybe you can get something off the ground. So yeah, Zombie Sailor, that's definitely one of them. Saw that in the chat. So we had, on Toy Anxiety, we're always having people on promoting their Kickstarters, and we're always happy to platform anybody who's doing this type of project. And we were always like, hey, like if we have an idea we're excited about, that kind of we can't let go of, because it's so much work to just get one of these, campaigns launched and get all your ducks in a row. So you don't want to do something, or I never wanted to do something I wasn't really, really passionate about. And then we all, it kind of dawned on, it's like almost like organically, we were trying to figure out like, well, what would be, we don't want to try to be like another version of something that already exists, right? So we didn't want to just do like, well, it's like Mythic Legions, but it's this other thing. So and we got really excited about the idea of cryptids. We all love, like Bigfoot, Mothman, Yeti, folklore, anything that kind of captures the imagination, borderline, maybe paranormal or UFOs or conspiracy. It's just a fun, entertaining place to play in. And it just kind of evolved from there. And Jacob started doing designs, and Abby and who's my wife and myself and Jacob started brainstorming like, well, what would the lore be like if we were going to, instead of just saying, oh, we're going to make a Bigfoot figure, like, well, what is our version of Bigfoot? Why is he have this armor? Why is he teaming up with, these other cryptids? And it just kind of evolved from there. And luckily when we revealed our first figure, which was Mothman back in the fall, we got a really, really great response to it. So it kind of was like a little bit of a validation, like, okay, there's, our hypothesis was that there was an underserved action figure collecting community, which was folks that really like, modern design and modern articulation, and value like the modern world building collector experience, but also have an affinity for like a retro aesthetic, something that harkens back to like Kenner days, Kenner Swamp Thing or Masters of the Universe or TMNT. So that was kind of our working hypothesis. And luckily the campaign's doing really well, and it seems like people are into what we're doing. So that's kind of like the truncated origin story.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Let's check in the chat here real quick before we bring up some slides here.
Sure.
We got Terrence. Hey, Bill and Craig, congrats on the Kickstarter success so far. Looking forward to seeing the YHS crew at Toylanta.
Yeah.
And Terrence is, I want to say he's Orlando. Terrence, are you in Orlando? I think that's where he is.
Yeah, we'll have a booth. We'll have a Cryptoids booth next weekend.
That's awesome. And then let's see here. Uncle Bob says, it was great talking to you the other day. Hope they get to meet in person sometime soon. We are super excited about getting your products.
Yeah.
Retailer, right?
Yep. Yeah, we had a great conversation. He's going to be carrying some Cryptoids.
Hammertron says, are we going to be seeing what Cryptoids toys are? Yeah, that's why Craig's here.
That's why we're here. Yes, the reveal is coming.
And yeah, Hedgehog's a huge wrestling guy, so
okay, cool. Yeah.
Let's see here. Cryptids are awesome. Does your vision of Bigfoot have big feet?
He does. He really does.
Nice. We got Eric Miller. What's up, dude? Hey, everyone. Can't wait for Cryptoids. He's going to Toylanta. I think he goes to Toylanta, and then he drives. He drives from Ohio, goes to Toylanta, and then he goes to Disney after.
Cool.
So, Eric,
that's a good trip.
Josh Brown, I need to reevaluate my pledge. I need to sell my boxes this weekend and then see what I can do.
Sure. Yeah. Listen, I mean, here's the thing. I am happy to come on and promote this. I want people to want it, but listen, it's a tough world out there in these trying times. I mean, it costs like $500 to go to the grocery store. So I get it. Like, it was one of the things between, the world economy and tariffs and just rising prices, like we were hesitant, like, you have that thought, like, is it even smart? Like, is now the time to try something like this. But it was also like one of those things like, well, we could wait, or we could just say we're ready and see how it goes,
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
I've always been a huge advocate of doing a Kickstarter this time of year.
Yeah,
March, I think, is like the perfect time of year. March, April, because it's like off season, so to speak. I know like there's cons all year. There's cons
sure.
all weekend now and stuff. But like in terms of like the big ones that have like big exclusives like San Diego or
Yeah.
New York Comic Con or things like that. And it's like it's far enough after the holidays where it just feels like the perfect window, tax return season, like all these kind of
Yeah.
things. It's like the perfect time, I think, for Kickstarters, and they usually do really well this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Um,
definitely intentional. Like we all the things you just said, like where it's post Toy Fair, but it's like pre, we've got WonderCon coming up, and then you've got San Diego Comic Con, and then like all the big fall shows. So um yeah, I mean, again, like it doesn't. I've done so much research and so much like data analysis. At the end of the day, like if you have a product that you're putting out that you're passionate about and people connect with it, like I think I would say to anybody who's ever thought about doing this, like there's nothing special about us other than we do, like, you got to work really hard. Like that's always like the
yes.
key factor. Like if you're willing to grind, because
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. Everything in life that is worth doing, just hosting a weekly YouTube show and keeping it up is a lot of work. What's the old stat? Like 98% of podcasts don't get past their fifth episode or something like that. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, like if you're willing to put in the work and you have something you're excited about, go for it, because it can be very like a very rewarding experience.
Yeah. All right. So starting off with this artwork by Matt Frank. Tell me a little
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah, so Matt Frank's a really awesome comic book artist. He does a lot of work with IDW, does their Godzilla comics, a lot of their
Okay.
covers, and definitely kind of a known name in the space. He actually reached out to us early on when we started revealing figures and was like, "Hey, I'm really into what you're doing. Like, have you thought about a comic style piece?" And he kind of pitched this to us, and it was right in line with like what we were kind of wanting. So, we haven't finalized like our box art or our packaging art or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
we definitely wanted like a marquee piece to kind of like associate with the campaign.
Yeah.
And seeing it come to life like this was so special for us. So I think he killed it. And this features like our main three heroes on the front: Yeti, Bigfoot, and Mothman, and then our two companion cryptoids, which just unlocked yesterday at the 200K mark. So that's Squonk and Jackalope. If you aren't familiar with, I think a lot of people know Jackalope,
Mm-hmm.
but Squonk is from Pennsylvania. He's a crying pig creature. He's hideous, and he knows it, and that's why he's always sad. And Squonk's big in Pennsylvania. There's a Squonkapalooza. Squonk's bigger than we even thought. So people were excited to do that. And then like kind of surrounding the borders there, you've got the Reptoids. So those are our bad guys, the Reptoid army.
Yeah.
And we haven't revealed all of the lore behind that, but the ones that are going to be available in the Kickstarter are kind of like these lizard creatures. We call them the Reptoid drones. They're kind of like our Goombas or putties or foot soldiers. Not the smartest, maybe even dumb, but reporting to an evil overlord, which we have not revealed yet. So having a lot of fun kind of building out the lore and being a little tongue-in-cheek with it. And it's like a really fun sandbox to have, though.
Hedgehog says my buddy is super excited for Squonk. He's a Pennsylvania guy.
I mean, that's the thing. Like every region, every state has their beloved cryptids. So we want to do right by everybody. It might take us a while to get to everything, but everyone's asked. We get messages all the time. People are like, "Are you gonna do this one? Are you gonna do Jersey Devil or Wendigo or Loch Ness Monster?" It's like we want to do everything. So it's all on the table.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I love this. It's like a comic book cover, basically.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's definitely. And like a lot of people have asked if we're gonna do a comic, and like that's we're open to it. It's not the priority right now, but I think it's
Right.
definitely something we could we want this to be more than just a toy line. We're kind of launching our own kind of world, or I
Mm.
don't want to just call it an IP because that sounds annoying to be like, we have developed an intellectual property. But
Right. It's like, I'm a content creator. I hate
yeah,
that
it's like,
freaking term.
I know. But it's like, we are looking at this like, okay, this is the ground floor of something new and fun, and where can it go? So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, and then here's sort of your lineup of figures.
Yeah. Yeah. So we wanted to break the bank by having as many different molds as possible. uh, this is kind of okay. So this is the benefit and the curse of like, not like being too dumb to know how much money it is to make toys. So basically, now I will say this: like, our Yeti buck. Or our Sasquatch buck is being shared by Bigfoot and the Yeti, but I think the armor and the different accessories kind of like differentiates it enough.
Yeah.
And then everything else is a completely different mold. So we really wanted to offer like a variety in like a 1/12 scale. So like our Sasquatches are 7 inches, Mothman's right around 5, and then the alien grays are 3 3/4, and then the little guys. Now the little guys, the companion cryptoids, those are like slug figures. They're not articulated. It's just a way to have like a lower price point, kind of like weirdo, lesser known creatures. Get them in the line. They'll look great on the shelf.
Yeah.
Add them to the story, but and look, if people really turn out for Squonk, maybe someday we do a super Squonk. But this is we were really, our production manager the whole time was like, "This is too much. You're doing too much," and I was like, "More, more, more."
Well, most Kickstarter type projects, it'll be like $1,
Yeah,
and then maybe down the stretch goals later, you unlock another
yeah,
one. But this is essentially what, 3, 4 like
yeah,
main different ones, like right out of the gates, right?
yeah. And the reason we knew the risk, our whole thing going into this Kickstarter was like, hey, like let's try to be a little bit different, even if there's some risk, even if it's a little bit of a money loser for a, we can't lose too much money. Actually, we can't lose any, but understanding like, hey, the worst thing that can happen is people go, cool, but not for me, and then the Kickstarter doesn't fund, and then whatever. But luckily people really turned out, they're supporting it in a way that like is he blowing us out of the water. So now we're like, okay. And the other thing we didn't want to do is like, we're obviously going to have to reuse these molds, but we wanted to be strategic about it and not just be, and here's your glow in the dark Mothman, and here's your chrome Mothman. Although like people are asking for those things and we are open to it. We do have a shadow Mothman variant. He's like all in black with red eyes, kind of a more traditional looking
Yep.
Mothman. And then the Reptoids, which we haven't unlocked the first one yet, but we probably will maybe next week. We'll see how it goes. We have multiple colorways of that with an alt head as well. So our goal is for this, we want people to be able to put this on their shelf, and when somebody walks in the toy room, they go, whoa, what's that? It's big, bright, colorful, and fun, and that's kind of the goal for us.
Yeah. Hammertron, how tall are these? Yeah, right on the screen there, you can see the 7 inches for the the Bigfoot and the Yeti, 5 inches for Mothman, 3 3/4 for the gray alien. And he says, and yeah, we were just talking about this, how much reuse. There's
Yeah,
really not. It's like it's essentially 4 different bucks, really.
yeah, and we do have a glow in the dark version of the alien as well
Yep.
available. And we'll over time we will want to get as much use out of these molds as possible.
Yes, of
So
course.
um luckily there's like 20 different known like Sasquatch variants of
Right.
different players. There's like skunk ape and all this other stuff. So um I think with a different head and like alternate armor and weapons, like we can kind of change up the look to where it doesn't feel like you're just buying the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
So yeah, super excited about it.
All right, let's go through the offerings. So starting off with Mothman.
Yeah, so we're offering everything is like, we understand that like we're also trying to bring in people from like the general cryptid enthusiast community where they might go, "Ooh, I really want a Mothman, but I'm not going to collect your entire series of figures." So like we're offering everything as singles. We also have different bundles, but yeah, this was kind of our marquee first character. We all went to the Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant, West Virginia a couple years ago, and there's just so much lore built into the town around Mothman. And I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, The Mothman Prophecies, but like they're all about it. It's like everything for that place. They have a huge Mothman festival. The Men in Black, like the original Men in Black, not like the Will Smith, but the actual like mysterious guys in suits of possible alien origin, all of that is associated with the original Mothman sightings in the 1960s. So one thing that's cool is like each one of these characters has its own like personal lore that we can kind of play with. But we're just really excited. People really responded well. So Mothman's our guy here.
There's a lot of Pennsylvania in the chat right now. So Anthony, the Toy Forge, is here saying translucent pink squonk.
We probably could. Yeah. I've got some ideas for Squonk. I want to spin Squonk off into his own series and all that kind of stuff.
All right, so we got Mothman, then the Noble Bigfoot.
Yeah, Noble Bigfoot. So this is our Bigfoot. Obviously, without the armor, he has a little bit more of a traditional Bigfoot look. He does have the braided beard, and he comes with Ratatoskr, which is the little squirrel from Norse mythology. We wanted to do a squirrel, and then we started doing research and realized that there's like a built-in lore already from
Nice.
Norse mythology. So we're like, well, that's who that is then. Like, why not? So that's like a bonus cryptid. And yeah, about 28 points of articulation, comes with the squirrel, available as a standalone or as part of our bundles.
And then the Yeti.
Yeti, yeah, like we said, this one has a soft goods kind of what do you call that? Like a smock? I don't know what that's called.
A skirt of some sort?
Yes, like a soft goods skirt and medallion there. Bone armor from some fallen animals he battled up in the Himalayan mountains, and these ice weapons. But he kind of has like a soft, like kind face, but he will destroy you if you cross him. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. I really like the helmet. I think it's really cool.
I love the colors on this with the bones on top of the blue, and
yeah, it's cool. Like Jacob, our designer, did like he really put pen to paper and said, this is what I want. And then like our sculptor Tristan Miller, he's at the Glowing Ghost on Instagram. He's so unbelievably talented and just has this unique ability to take these concept drawings and translate them and like just enhance them, and we're like almost 99% of the time we're right. Like we've had so little like notes, like every time's been like, yep, this is it. So it's been really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And there's the Shadow Mothman.
Again, like I think originally we were going to do a glow in the dark, and a lot of people were asking about doing an all black, and we were like, you know what, that makes sense. Let's do it. And also one of my favorites. I think it's going to look really good.
What's the totem thing? See, I'm not like super like learned into cryptids. What's that?
Yeah. So it's a bit of our own thing, but it is rooted in some history. So if you look back, the Mothman, there is like a Native American connection to Mothman with the tribes that were in West Virginia, and this Cornstalk, which is the name of the chief, who a bunch of stuff went down. It was a really tough time for a lot of people back then. He put a curse on the whole town. People started seeing the Mothman and saying that was Cornstalk's curse. But they didn't actually have totems. Totems are more of a Pacific Northwest. So we are going to reveal its importance and how he got it and why he has it at some point. But for now, it is just his. It is in our like so basically his belly is kind of like where because the Mothman is a prophetic character. He's a harbinger of warning of things to come. So we in our version of he's getting the prophecies kind of arise out of his belly, and then the totem acts as almost like a frequency beacon to point towards where he needs to be. A really misunderstood guy, to be honest, I think. But yeah. Did I lose the chat with all that craziness?
No, I think they're still here.
Cool,
And
cool.
I know Ben was saying a lot. Here he is. He's originally from West Virginia, so he's always happy to
Yeah,
see love for the Mothman.
sure.
And
Yeah. Roswell alien grays. I mean, we knew we wanted to bring like alien and UFO and UAP lore into this. And we were going to hold off on doing it, but then it was like, you know what? If we can do a smaller price point and do a semi-traditional Roswell alien gray with some cool weapons, I think people will be into it. And luckily they are. So kind of an army builder. You can get as many as you want. We've got 4-packs. We've got 8-packs. You can do like 4 of the regular, 4 of the glow. And they got a lot of cool articulation, and the weapons are so retro and fun. So he comes with like the kind of retro Mars Attack style, blaster and a probe for probing.
do you think you'll put these on a classic card or a box?
Yeah.
Or
So we're going to be going for our main figures. They're going to be like in a collector friendly vintage style card. So probably some sort of plastic clamshell over a card. So
right.
so you can have a nice display, but you don't have to destroy your packaging if you obviously want to take it out. These guys they could be carded. They also could be like in little cardboard window boxes too. It just depends on what's going to be the most efficient. So but I'm a huge packaging nerd. It's one of my favorite parts of toys, so I really want to we'll be very meticulous once we get to that point of how we display these.
Right. Very thoughtful with it.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting into some bundles or packs here.
Yeah, I mean, we can go through these. I mean, so this is the Series 1 Heroes bundle. It's the 4 figures, the 4 main figures, at a little bit of a discount. And then you could do it with 2 aliens at a discount as well. Both of these bundles have been very popular. For anybody who did any of the bundles in the first 5 days, we offered a free bonus, glow in the dark Bigfoot armor set. Nice. Which people went kind of nuts for. So we're going to try to figure out a way, like everybody who got the bundles in the first 5 days will get those for free. We're going to try to figure out a way to put them as an add-on for anybody who missed out. But we're just trying to figure out some of the logistics. So stay tuned for news about that.
Big bundle here.
Yeah. So this is kind of like the value all-in bundle. So this one includes all the figures and all of the stretch goals that we've announced ahead of time. And it also has a signed 11x17 poster by the artist Matt Frank. Our Brutal Realm did this. I don't know if you were familiar with their campaign, but basically they kind of had like an all-in bundle where you could almost like pre-buy the unlocks. And the caveat being, if one of these were to not unlock, that you wouldn't lose any money, you would just get a credit back. So like if we went through the whole campaign and like the white Reptoid didn't unlock, you would just get the $50 credit or whatever to go towards, another green Reptoid or another couple aliens or whatever. So luckily, and the reason we did this is because this bundle is our most popular package. It's driving a lot of the revenue coming into the campaign, and it's helping everybody by unlocking things. So we unlocked Squonk and Jackalope yesterday, and then we were at 206 I think right now. So at 250 we'll be unlocking the green Reptoid, and then the other ones are after that. And I'm very confident that we will be hitting all of that. We're only a week into the campaign, and things are going pretty well.
Yeah, and it's already 206. So this is smart because it simplifies that thing where you're like, look, think about everything you want out of this thing and just back all of that from the start, even if it hasn't unlocked yet, because that's going to help it unlock.
Right.
And this simplifies that process, and it's like, okay, this is everything that'll get unlocked if you get there. So this
Right.
is just a
Right.
really smart way to go about it, I think.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have done this if I didn't have like confidence that we were going to get there, because you don't want to be in a
Yeah.
situation where like all of a sudden there's 3 days left and you might not unlock 3 things and people start changing. Like we don't want that at all.
Hmm.
I think we're, you know, I think we're, the way we're trending is we're going in a really good direction. So in fact, we have secret unlocks that we're hoping to get to at some point, and then we'll have like another deluxe bundle that includes even more. Some people have asked if we're going to be adding more to this bundle. There's a chance, but this is a pretty hefty discount for us already. It's a
Right.
$70 savings. The main reason we did this is we know a lot of our fans and people who collect this stuff are completists. They just want to click the button and be done with it.
Hmm.
So we wanted to make sure we offer that. And yeah, people have really turned out for it. It's been awesome.
Yeah, this is a good comment here. The bubble card combination at the Four Horsemen that they do is very retail friendly for us. They don't take up a lot of space. Larger boxes suck, and
Yeah.
the idea of larger boxes suck is that's a big deal to me. Like, um, so actually, I have an example. I'm gonna pull this down for a
Sure,
second.
sure.
Um, the This is like my favorite packaging right now. The Acid Rain 6-inch figures
Oh,
that have
cool.
just started coming out. It's so compact. Like, compare that to the. This is also, roughly the same size figure, but
Right,
that's a
right.
legendary. Like, it is like. It's so refreshing to have such a tight, small package. I'm
Right,
trying to think,
right.
like, if I have a Black Series or something from there, but it's just like I advocate for this kind of thing for
Yeah.
them a lot. It's so good.
Yeah, we definitely want to be conscious of all of our like retail partners and the way that these things can get displayed and carried in store, because what is it, the Diamond Select figures, those boxes are so huge. Like every time I go to a comic store, those things are just
Yeah.
stacked on the ground. So
And they don't like they're oddly shaped. They don't even really
right,
like
right.
stack on top of each other or anything like that. Like
Yeah.
you're hanging these things from the pegs, and yeah, they're
Yeah,
crazy.
we did a packaging mock-up that we put on the Kickstarter, and like we think we're gonna, obviously, like with Mothman, like his wingspan, like it's gonna, we're not gonna try to make it excess. Like we're gonna make it what it needs to be to have a
Yeah,
nice, great display.
yeah,
And hopefully not even like some vintage toy lines, like the card, like I'm a Ghostbusters collector, but the card back is so big, it's like
yeah.
hard to like figure out what to do with it.
And I think some companies they want a uniform box for everything. Like
Right.
Transformers drive me nuts. I actually wish I hadn't opened it, but the latest Soundwave, they put it in the same exact size box as like a bigger figure, and it's like it's this tiny little figure taking up all this, this little bit of space in this giant box. It's just, oh, it's like a little pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, I know, I get it, I get it.
Anyway,
No, yeah.
all right,
um
so that's the complete, and then we're going into stretch goals here.
yeah, so we have a bunch of stuff that we can hit. Like we it's like, it's one of those weird things, like you don't want to be overly ambitious, right? I don't want anybody to look at this like, oh, they think they're going to get $600,000. Who do they think they are? But if you look at some comparable campaigns, and if you look at the data, like there is a path to that, especially like
Right.
during that last week when FOMO starts kicking in and we start ramping up marketing, and like we're expecting, a good bump in the last couple days. So
Hmm.
we want to make sure there's more to get, more added value. We have stuff planned out that if we unlock it, that'll be amazing. If we don't, we'll have some fun surprises in the future, series 2 or whatever. But the main focus is the Reptoids, making sure we get our bad guys in there. So we
Right.
253 and 350 to unlock those 3 army builders.
Yeah, and you're at 206, so that 250 is like that's
Yeah.
that's definitely going to happen, I would imagine.
Yeah, and then we've got a little secret up our sleeve, which we teased for the first time today. So we are, I think I can say this now. Next Wednesday, we are surprise dropping a brand new figure in the line. It is not a repaint. It's another new buck, another new
Wow.
mold. It's something we are super excited about. We think people are going to be surprised and excited and possibly taken aback by it. Not to overhype it too much. And it's going to be available. It'll be available as an add-on, a standalone, and we'll probably have like a new bundle that is everything plus that, with a little bit of savings. So this has been this has been kind of up our sleeve the entire time. Anybody who's ever done a Kickstarter knows, like, after week 2, you kind of get into this, or even like after the first week, it kind of flattens out a little bit.
Yeah.
All of your high intent, super excited people have already backed. So this is an opportunity, I think, for us to get it in front of some new people, inject a little bit of excitement and life into the campaign, because we still have 30 days left or whatever. So there's a long way to go. So we want to keep it exciting for everybody.
All right, gang, throw your predictions in the chat. Everybody throw your predictions of what the secret one is.
Yeah. And if you saw the video we put on Instagram, I think it's kind of evident what it is. Like, if you know, you know.
All right.
But maybe not. So, yeah. So then we got our Roswell Glow alien. Super excited about
that
these
was the
guys.
first unlock, right?
Yeah, and like we were so our funding goal was 150K, and we passed that on day 2, and then we unlocked the Roswell Glow on day 3. So it was like such a whirlwind, fun, chaotic couple days to kick off.
That's awesome.
Yeah. These guys got unlocked yesterday. We talked about Squonk and Jackalope. And so a lot of people added those to their bundles, and everything we have available is also available as an add-on, so people can kind of like pick and choose and customize their sets how they want it.
All right, here's some predictions. Jersey Devil,
Okay,
Sharktopus,
that'd be fun.
Bat Boy.
I don't know, could be. I don't know how we would do that, but it's a licensed property. But yeah, somebody also asked about the squirrel. He will be removable. It might be a little peg on Bigfoot, but if we can, we want to make it like a little magnet, possibly.
Oh, cool.
Just to pop them on. So we will see.
And then we're getting into the next unlock. So the 250.
Yeah, so this is the green Reptoid drone. Comes with the 3 bone weapons and the alternate head. So if you
is that kind of like a gecko head or something?
Yeah. So all of these lizards are they're all of lizard the lizard species, but we're going to experiment with different types. So geckos and chameleons and all sorts of stuff. And really cool like paint applications on these to kind of change up. We didn't just want it to be like, here's your blue one, here's your green one. So
right.
Love these designs. In our lore, these guys are kind of dumb. They're shapeshifters. They're cannibals. They kill each other and fashion weapons out of their brother's bones. They don't really know why. They just do it. I'm
getting goblin vibes from these guys a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different influences being poured into these designs. So it's we kind of wear our influences on our sleeve too.
And the albino 350K.
Yeah. And like I said, like I think we'll get there. I think there's reason to think we can. Just looking at, like, we've got Brian Brink, who was in the chart earlier, or in the chat earlier. He makes these really detailed tracking charts. So he gave us a chart that shows our tracking data with number of backers and money raised against like the last 7 or 8 big Kickstarters. So just like action figure Kickstarters. So just from like a data perspective, we feel really confident in our growth opportunities.
Yeah. And what was I gonna look at here? Jock says, will Craig be paying for Cryptoids tattoos at Toylanta?
That's funny. Yeah, Jacob's a tattoo artist, and we kind of toyed around like with some sort of stretch goal that involved me getting the Cryptoids logo tattooed on me as my first tattoo. So
Did you hear about uh what? Oh my god, what's the name of it? Skeletron. What they did at ZoloCon.
no.
That's what he's referring to. Hedgehog got a Skeletron tattoo
Uh-huh.
and like 10 other people got a Skeletron tattoo at ZoloCon because Skeletron was paying a tattoo artist to just be there and tattoo
Do
people
it.
with their
That's
logos
fun.
and stuff.
I mean,
One
listen,
dude got it on his head, dude.
I- the dedication is awesome. You know, like that says a lot about Skeletor. They've built a fandom, right? So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. And yeah, and Jordan was the one who was like rounding everybody up to like get their tattoo.
We can do it. We can make it happen.
Okay. And then there's a bundle with the 3.
Yeah, and then we're gonna experiment with because there's a couple people have asked like, what if I want to get 6? What if I want to get 10? Like
Yeah.
we will build it to where we can customize it to fit the collector's needs.
Yep.
Getting a little bit ahead of ourselves because we haven't unlocked all of them, but I think it's gonna be cool. And like I would love I can't wait to see 6 of them with the different heads all lined up like that. That's
Right.
gonna be a really
Yeah.
exciting, fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bonus of having like an army builder.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have like all these different add-ons like that. Like we were a little hesitant because it's like you don't want to be like carnival circus person just going get your koozies, get your whistles, and like all that stuff. But people really have said like we want merch, and so we've added all sorts of different stuff. So like we're doing this sticker pack that's available now. It's based on like a lot of '90s like PSAs.
I can
Obviously.
imagine like pulling these out of one of those machines.
Oh my god!
Like at the grocery store, like you put the fork. It's usually like 3/4 or something, and like those things.
I'm wondering if we. That's I'm gonna buy one of those machines to take to cons. How fun would that be?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So yeah, we got Rare, Reptoid Avoidance and Resistance Education. Take a bite out of Reptoids. Squonk it, and remember, only you can prevent a Reptoid uprising. So had a lot of fun with these designs.
Yeah.
And and then we're doing these trading cards. Like again, like was a little bit on the fence, but we did the Matt Frank trading card with his art. People went nuts for it. We sold like hundreds of them. So I was like, again, this helps the campaign and it helps people get something cool. So we have this other 3-card set that features some of our Mothman concept art that'll be signed by Jacob the artist. And and that's the one I was just talking about. Like really, like it's about, we're a young company. We've only existed for a week, and we're adding a lot in. And then so we're doing this thing called Mothman Mondays, where every Monday we're adding an exclusive new piece of merch to the add-on shop. And the next 3 Mondays, we're doing collabs with artists that we really love.
Cool. Nice.
To kind of get their spin on what we're doing. So this week will be a really great artist, and then we've got 2 that are like known, like really talented known artists. I just don't want to give it away, but
right, yeah, you gotta.
It's not Picasso, but but known artists in the pop culture space. So yeah,
that's awesome. Like you got the trifecta: stickers, cards, pins. Like I kind of feel like those are the 3.
That's what the people want. Yeah. So this is our enamel logo pin. It's gonna be like a gold plated with green. Only available during the campaign. People love pins. I like pins. And then we've got I think the next one, it's the Squonk pin. So this was designed by Jacob's girlfriend Jess, who was like, "Can I design a Squonk pin?" It was like the day before the campaign. I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it going."
Nice.
So we want to show as much love for Squonk as we can.
Josh is hoping for Erwin Papa, which I think would be a great. Whoops, wrong. There you go. That would be a great one. Who has a Kickstarter going right now for his Angriest Warrior comic book.
Oh, cool.
So and we talked about that last week. And then I love pins, and pretty much like Legion's Con kind of got me collecting pins. And then I was like, I went to Walt Disney World for my first time last summer, and like my eyes were opened to like just the world of pin
Pin
collecting and
culture,
stuff.
pin trading. Yeah.
Yep, all that stuff. And I even got, I'll show you, I got one of these bags with all my pins.
Oh, beautiful. That's great.
And like I'm like a little obsessed now with pins.
They're fun, like especially like a nice soft enamel pin, like when we're holding it, like just looking at the design. There's something about it. So by the way, I've seen people seem to be coming out and backing like live here, so it's just really cool, and I really appreciate that.
Nice, that's
I've seen
awesome.
the number go up a little bit. It's really
Sweet.
cool. Yeah.
Toy Forge says, "Squonk pins, heavens to Betsy."
Oh, I'm telling you, Squonk is where it's at. Like we've got plans. And that's the other thing is like one thing we realized in like the cryptid community, they are so passionate about this stuff,
Yeah,
but they don't have great merch. Like a lot of it's like, listen, this is not to insult anybody. Everybody go do your thing, make your money. But it's a lot of like Etsy 3D printed plush, just not, they don't have toys and action figures. And if they do, it's like the stuff you find at like a museum gift shop. So we're trying to give some real love to the cryptids.
Mm. And then this is a print poster.
Yeah, so this is just like
11 by 17.
11 by 17. It'll be signed by artist Matt Frank. And just, it kind of ties the whole campaign together. This was something I was on the fence on, because it's like I don't want to feel like we're asking people, because it's a lot of money, but multiple people have gotten it. So it's just limited to 5 custom handmade painted Mothman. You pick the colors. Our paint master artists will do it. It won't be a 3D print. It'll be a production model.
Right.
And a lot of people have asked if we are doing like grayscale for customizers and
Customs,
stuff.
yeah.
I think we probably will. We're just trying to figure out some of the logistics. So just stay
Right.
tuned to our social media. We'll have some kind of offering for you guys, because plenty of people are asking about it.
I would paint up the alien.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like
they're.
Yeah, I mean I'm happy to send you some blanks. I can't wait to see everybody's like, I don't know. I think the fun thing about building a world is like, when you're a collector, you then make it your own, and you can do whatever you want with it. So not trying to be too overly prescriptive.
Right.
Some people are like, oh, I want these aliens, but I want them for another line. It's like, if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to stop you. So, but yeah, thank you so much for sharing all this. This is awesome.
Yeah. And Jordan, I showed that off earlier.
It's so good.
Hazard.
The paint was really, really good.
I'm actually like really proud of this, because I don't paint a lot.
Yeah.
And I put a lot of effort and detail into it, and I don't do a lot. Like when I paint, it's like, okay, I'll do something solid color, and then I'll do dry brushing all over the top, and
right.
it's like, it's all like loose, you know what I mean? But this was like probably the most like detail I've done on a figure. All right. So any other last thoughts on the campaign, or?
If you can support it, it's like Kickstarters, you do not get charged till the end. So if you want to back something, even if it's one figure, it does help everybody to do it early. And Kickstarter now offers for any order over 125, you can do a pay in 3.
Yeah.
Which as I'm a Hot Toys collector, so I'm very into payment plans.
Right.
I don't know how I would get some of the stuff I've been able to get without it. So we've enabled that. So if that helps you out and allows you to split it up over time, and the first payment doesn't come out till the end. So like if you got the $200 bundle and split it into 3, it'd be, whatever, it's $58. I don't know, for 3 months. So
and it ends, when does the campaign end?
So we end on April 18th. So we've got 30 days to go. We're only on day 9. So we've got a long way to go. Like I said, we got the surprise figure dropping next week. We'll be at Toylanta next weekend with a big booth set up. Please come say hi. We're going to have some stickers and posters and giveaways. And then, yeah, if you want to support us, you can go to cryptoidstoys.com. That's going to take you right to the Kickstarter. And you could sign up.
That's smart to have that redirect. Like
Yeah, yeah.
simple. Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, we did that early on just to kind of make it, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible.
Mhm.
Luckily, Kickstarter, like, it's been a really good experience for me just setting everything up, and there hasn't been too much confusion. I'm always happy to help people. So keep leaving your comments, your messages. Follow us at Cryptoids Toys on Instagram. That's where we're going to be posting all of our latest information. And that's really it. Like, we just appreciate everybody's support. It's not lost on me that to be over 200K in 8 days on an action figure Kickstarter is this feels like an achievement of some kind, in the sense that, like, we put a lot of hard work into it to come up with something that people would be into, and everyone's into it. That's exciting, right? Because I watch Shark Tank every week, and I understand sometimes you're passionate about a business and nobody else cares. So I'm glad that we're doing something people like.
And then any other, like, between, I guess maybe between now and Toylanta, other appearances, shows? I'm sure you'll be going live on your channel a few times, probably, right?
Yeah, so we have Toy Anxiety Tuesday night. We'll do some more teases for our big reveal next week. I think I'm doing Toy Galaxy with Dan Larson this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure. And then throughout the rest of the campaign, we'll have more podcasts. I did between two Sentinels last night. And kind of making the rounds, and just, I really appreciate you allowing me to talk to your audience and spread the word. It helps a lot.
Yeah, glad to help.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
And
Hedge.
then so speaking of, I think Dan is going to be at this show Saturday. This is like a early in the day show. I'm sure he'll be back home for your.
I hope so.
Back home for yours. But I think he usually goes to this show. It's like an hour away from him.
Well, I hope I'm not keeping him from the show.
No, I doubt it. It's an early show. That probably ends at like 3 or something.
Okay, gotcha.
But anyway, this is the show I'll be at on Saturday. So I believe Dan's going to be there. I think Mr. Stevie from Hasbro is going to be there. Valaverse is going to be there. Usually the Four Horsemen go, but Jeremy, that's like Jeremy's show. It's like really close to his house. So, and he's in Muskegon for MuskeCon this weekend. So
okay.
So Four Horsemen aren't going to be at this one.
Gotcha.
But there'll be a bunch of people there. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's just ChrisCon is like he tries to make ChrisCon his yearly like big event where they do like big dioramas and big contests and things. But then his Great American Toy Show has his smaller ones where it's like, okay, this is just like a straight up toy show pretty much.
Gotcha.
But a lot of fun. It's a good one. I've been doing these for a while now.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that'll be this Saturday if anybody's in the Boston area, basically, or sort of like, southern New England.
Cool. And by the way, Jeremy at Four Horsemen is such a nice guy, and like they've got such a crazy Kickstarter going right now, and he's taken time to, let me pick his brain a little bit, and it's just cool. Like it's the community, like it's, and that's the one thing I didn't say is like we're trying to build out a community. All of our backers are getting access to our new Cryptoids Discord, and there's already some like really fun discussion and stuff. So I'm all about having nice normal people to hang out with and talk toys. It's a lot of fun.
A little Ghostbusters here. We got one.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
And then so MuskeCon also going on this weekend. Tomorrow night is the Mythic Meetup there, where everybody's going to get together. My Wife Is Going to Kill Me podcast guys, they're going to have a big event there. That's who runs this, is Pete from My Wife Is Going to Kill Me and some of them. And I think so. Jeremy on last night's show said that he's bringing something to MuskeCon to reveal some like next step, maybe a figure that's one of the unlocks or whatever. And because tomorrow night is the meetup and it's an event, so like there's presentations and stuff, I feel like that's probably when it's going to be. So I'd be on the lookout, even if you're not going to MuskeCon, check to see if anybody's like streaming from that event or whatever, because I feel like that's potentially where that reveal could be. And if you're in Michigan, Muskegon area, is that near Grand Rapids? It's like, kind of western Michigan, head to that show, MesquiCon, on Saturday.
Nice. Very cool.
And then the other one that's going on now, the Horsemen do have Slap Happy Toys doing a like a street team event there. So there will be like, Mythic Legions product there. MegaCon's huge. It's a fan expo thing. It's like, famous people and autographs. It's like one of those huge conventions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But yeah, so that's going on as well on this whole weekend. I mean, I think it may. Yeah, it starts today, right? Today's the 19th. Yeah. So that's a big one.
I've been to MegaCon. It's a very big, overwhelming show. Lots going on.
Yeah. That's like, I used to go to Rhode Island Comic-Con every year,
Yep.
and it's like the same kind of thing, but it's like, it's been, ever since I started going to Legions Con, it's like the same weekend. So I just haven't gone back to that. And it's really, it is the biggest one in New England. So like there is a fan expo in Boston that's getting a little bigger, but yeah, Rhode Island was always the biggest one up here. All right. So some Four Horsemen updates. So part of the Kickstarter RPG campaign, they gave us a little teaser today of the character pack that is going to be unlocking, and that is the Vampire Lore Master. Lore Master is essentially they're like, they kind of took Bard out and inserted Lore Master. And so this is a little teaser, so it gives you a little flavor of what it's going to be. And of course, Jordan's in his purple is loving this right here. And the vampires are always like purple themed with it, so I'm sure there'll be some stuff to go along with that theme. So that's the latest reveal there. They also showed off some of the sculptures for the miniatures. Carlos Amaral is doing the sculpting for the minis, and those are looking really cool. So it's fun to see smooth, not smooth, but like seamless Mythic Legions figures, essentially, right? Like without the joints and everything, just kind of like sculpted out like that. It's a lot of fun to see that.
Do you think there's a lot of crossover? Like, does there seem like there's a lot of crossover from the action figure fans who are also into like the miniatures and the RPG board game kind of world? I mean, obviously they've done almost $1 billion. There's some crossover,
right? There's some, but I feel like the distance is. I feel like there's a lot more that don't overlap.
Gotcha.
Like there's a much bigger chunk of that circle that's the Venn diagram, a lot more that's not overlapping than is. And so I think that's actually part of the reason why you're seeing so many. Like, I think it's because they're pulling in these people who wouldn't necessarily be into figures,
right?
And kind of turning them on to this stuff through the gaming. Cause they went to some gaming expos and stuff like that. And
yeah.
So
gaming in general is huge on Kickstarter.
Yeah, and that's why they did it.
Yeah.
That's why they chose Kickstarter for this, because they could have done it, with their own site, but they really wanted to open it up to get this in front of gaming people.
Sure. No, I get it. It's brilliant.
And this was one that they revealed at, I forget what number it was, 2,000 backers, I think. This is the skeleton thief, I want to say. And so pretty cool figure here, an interesting build with the the leather armor mixed with some of the metal armor, but you have the leather boots, so he's moving around a little more quietly.
Right.
But yeah, so that, and it's kind of cool that he's got that cloth goods wrap too. So pretty cool new reveal since last time. And this is blowing me away right here. We're up to 159, I think it was. This blew up over the last couple of weeks, the channel members. We went from like 70 members to almost 160. A lot of it is, like gifted memberships and stuff, but
sure. That's awesome.
I am blown away right now just looking at this. We had to go from 4 rows to 5, and it's like I'm going to have to do something else because the names are barely readable. It's so small, but I want to say thank you to all the people who are members and continuing to be members. And it's awesome. So happy. And this is making all these giveaways. I mean, we gave away a bear, we gave away a legendary warrior.
I got to get that bear. That's awesome.
The bear is amazing. It's so good. And then these were the super chats from last week. Thanks again, everybody. Just amazing turnout last week and the previous one. So awesome stuff. And we're going to do the giveaway. So we have our Birds and Boxes Daniel White art here. And we have that on the box. Just it's just a label printed with it on there. But in this box, so my mystery boxes, they're basically 50 each. When I sold them online, they were $60 each, but that's because I added shipping. At the show this weekend, they're going to be $50 each. And each box has a Mythic Legions figure, or a Mythic or Cosmic, a Four Horsemen figure. And then it's also got some other figure. So it's a lot of them are, the most popular ones are the Star Wars Vintage Collection figures and Glyos figures. So it's likely one or the other of those. And then there's a few other random figures that are mixed in with these. And then there's like other weird swag things, like there might be a pin, there might be some extra like accessories, head sculpts, 3D printed head sculpts and just other random things like that. It's just a way for me to like clear out some stuff and have fun with it and give people like, a fun opening experience. And like I said before, Hedgehog did a couple on his channel. So I'm going to give one of these away. Let me pull up the giveaway tool. Where are we here? Giveaway tool and banners. All right, so we're going to say ChrisCon is the hashtag to use. I'm going to share this and pull this up. Oh, I'm going to pull this one down here. ChrisCon, put that in the chat for your chance to win a DorkLair mystery box. All right, we got 2, 3. All right, they're coming in. I'm going to remove that. We'll go through the news and then we'll do the drawing and we'll get out of here. All right, back to this. Pull the comments up. All right. Okay, moving on. Speaking of Toylanta, Animal Warriors is doing Mushio. Mushio. Looks kind of familiar. Pretty cool looking figure there. Mushio. And then
that's awesome. I really like Jason from
yeah, he's great.
He's an awesome guy. He's given me a lot of mentorship and has been very kind and with his time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a Glyos drop this weekend. So this is Angry Hedgehog. Wait, I got stuff written on the bottom here. So this is Angry Hedgehog Cappy Space Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And they kind of teased a few. These are like crazy builds. Like some of these things are like, this is wild. The Waylax head on there with the crab arms and stuff. And then the Pegasus build with some of those. I believe. No, those wings are Biomaster's wings. Yeah, so these are some crazy builds. I don't know exactly what the stock figures are going to be, if these are like built off of them or if these are the actual ones, but pretty cool stuff. So Angry Hedgehog is in the UK and then Cappy Space is here, and they collaborate to launch these, and Cappy sells them here, and in Angry Hedgehog, these are his figures and he sells his there. So cool. All right. So that's Saturday. Jordan wanted this. Jordan, here's your news item, dude. So Grindhouse Toys, who I met, and I can't remember his name offhand. Do you know him, Craig?
No, I mean, I bought his Skeletor-ish figure last year, and I think what he's doing is awesome, but I don't know.
Super cool. Yeah. But yeah, I met him at Legions Con this year. So the news is that the backer kit purchasing, pre-ordering is now open for like everyone. So the Kickstarter was last year, and then
right.
now you can kind of like go in and pre-order these, and he's doing it through backer kit. So
cool.
I'll probably pick up 1 or 2. But these are O-ring, kind of like vintage style, retro style O-ring, but with like modern paint and like finish and detail and stuff, like
Yeah.
super like this is an art project all the way,
And
and
his
so
setup and the whole aesthetic is so cool.
with he's got the VHS
Yeah.
style packaging.
Yep.
All the figures come loaded with stuff. They're pricey, but again, this is small run art project type stuff here. So we got, like army guys, you've got a ghost here, demon with like some Steamboat Willie kind of stuff going on here. And then like, these are all VHS style packaging. And of course, when he gets to his army builder, it's little green army men in the bag.
So awesome.
It's just, yeah, like those little details just show you how much he cares for like the presentation and all that stuff. And like his display at shows, like I said, I met him at Legion's Con. It's just incredible. It's just
It's really
so
good.
well thought out, beautiful. And I can feel that bat. Like I hope he kind of aims for the classic feel of those army men bags. Like I can literally like I can like feel it and smell that bag right now.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing about toys. I like when they can take you somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some NES ones, like there's some like NES packaging stuff. Yeah. Reissues, like I put a little plus sign next because they have so these are the Frazetta Girls Fire and Ice figures, and they have few extra things like Dark Wolf has a new mask that's like lifted up so you can see his eyes and like his face and stuff. I forget what's new on Tigra, maybe the knife sheath, like the thigh, the leg knife sheath. Not sure what else, but probably the faces and stuff. So I was excited for this because last, I don't know, November or so, a friend of mine, so my co-host Larry, who's big into wrestling and stuff, his wife contacted me and said, "Hey, I want to do a Larry action figure." And he's a professional, like semi-professional bodybuilder. And so I needed to start with a base figure that was like that fit, that was like super tan, because he does like the tan spray and stuff like that. And then so I went with his body. And then Monster Machine Creations and Josh Brown, who's in the chat here, helped me out. Like he really helped me like run this project. And Monster Machine did this incredible sculpt, and it just all came together. This beautiful custom Larry. But I used my Dark Wolf, and so I was like, oh my gosh. And then I looked, and I'm like, holy shit, this Dark Wolf figure is like $150 now. And so I'm like pumped that I can buy another one because I have a Larry head. I have it over here, somewhere over here, and I need another Dark Wolf so I can make my own Larry. And they said they'll release the extra parts separately sometime later. So if you have the original, you can get the extra parts.
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
Cool. That's thoughtful. Knife sheath, water skin, and some bangles. Okay. Yeah, Trevor did. I don't think I have. Yeah, I didn't put your shots on there, Trevor, but I saw them. They're really good. He did the product shots. He does the product shots for all these. Yeah, it really, like the Larry figure couldn't have come out any better. It was so awesome. And I felt like a project manager, like I got Noah Pratt to paint it, and yeah, it just was such a fun thing. Okay, these tigers. Fury Toys tigers. These look awesome.
Whoa!
I don't know that I'll get them, but they look really nice. And $80 seems pretty reasonable to me too.
No, I think that's awesome.
Yeah. So there's a white tiger too, and then there's armored versions. And again, like not too bad to add the armor for $20 more. Or no,
those are
$12
awesome.
more.
I haven't seen these before. That's really cool.
Yeah, these are up for pre-order now on 5K Toys, and I'm sure probably a few other sites, but 5K is like kind of the go-to for stuff like this.
Cool.
Oh yeah, Necron shipped already. Yeah, that's right. I saw some people with that in hand. And then we've got Mondo going back to the Turtles in the 6 scale, which was, I think it was the first thing they did way back. Like I think it might be 10 years ago now when they did.
Yeah.
When did they do the
It,
6 scale like Mirage style turtle?
yeah. I
That
mean,
was
it was a long time ago. I mean, it was it was like during the poster days.
oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, these are amazing. So they're I pre-ordered the Donatello. I'll get this. I'll get all the turtles. I mean, just the amount of accessories, the level of detail, and I really like if you hear how the Mondo guys talk about this, they're basically saying like this is imagine after the first movie, uh, and being able to kind of build out a world where
Mm.
they're bringing obviously stuff from animation, stuff from the comics, and kind of a I don't know. I think it's one of the cooler Leonardo figures I've ever seen. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool to see the movie style get some spin, get some
Yeah,
extra, you know?
yeah. It's just the yeah. They had this prototype on display at Comic Con. I was blown away by the sculpt and everything.
Yeah.
And also that you can put the pupils in any of the heads, so it's like if you want the more movie, Henson style look, or the more comic book with the white eyes.
Oh, interesting.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That's neat. And that's it. That's what I have. So let's I forgot to have the banner up. Let's get the banner up. Check in with the chat for a little bit here. And get people. So again, I'm giving away a mystery box. Hashtag ChrisCon. I'll pull that, spin that in a minute, and let's just kind of check with the chat. Oh, straight poop. What's up, Chris? Chris Gorich from Four Horsemen Studios. Fun project. I am honestly surprised I am not involved with making it. Haha. So if, of course, I am curious who is handling production and if they are set up with a reputable factory.
Yes and yes. We could talk off air. We have the question was for me, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I know Chris, by the way. He's a great
Okay.
guy. We've a veteran production manager who's been in the industry for 20 years. We're not attaching his name to it publicly for different reasons right now. But yeah, we've got multiple factories that we've been getting quotes from and are feeling really good about where we're settling. So yeah, I mean that anybody who's gets into this world knows it's like it's not easy to navigate. You have to have somebody who knows what they're doing to navigate the world of manufacturing and all of that.
Factories, yeah.
Because it's it's hard. Also, I mean, you're most of the time you're not in the same country, right? Especially if you're making toys. So it's just there's a lot to it. So definitely getting somebody you can count on and just making sure you're staying up to date on everything that's going on. Because it's a lot. It's so much. And we haven't even started yet. So yeah. Sorry not to be cagey. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, Chris message Craig and you guys can chat, right?
Absolutely.
Let's see here. Yeah, re-asking the form of a super chat. Let's see here. Josh Francis, I wish people would stop trying to make Leo cool.
He is cool. He leads. That's a cool thing to do is be a leader. It's hard. It's funny.
Is that a builder figure piece? Hold on. Is there a builder figure piece in there? What is he looking at?
I don't think so.
No, I don't see anything. Oh wait, what's in the bottom left? Next to the what do you call it? The license plate. What is that? Some armor, probably, right?
Yeah, and I think it's like the head of something. I'm not sure. But I haven't seen any evidence of like a builder.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. What else here? Tiger height. Somebody had asked, I think it was Hammer, had asked how tall is the tiger? 18 centimeters standing, whatever that means. Like I'm the same way. I'm like, 18 centimeters. What is that? Like 4 inches? I have no clue.
That sounds good.
Dork Shop, fellow dork, welcome. Okay. All right, let's spin this. Let me pull this up.
Spinning? Do the giveaway?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
We'll do the giveaway and we'll get out of here. We got 53. Pretty good.
Nice. That's good.
It's about half. Half is usually about what it is. So mystery box. As usual, if you send me an email, so if you win, email podcast@dorklair.com, or if I know you, you can just message me or whatever on social. If you message me right after this spins, I'll ship it tomorrow morning, because that's kind of like how my thing is. Like, my wife works from home on Fridays. She can drop stuff off, and it's very easy to do that. And then if not, it may go out like Monday or something. But all right, here we go. 54 entries. 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. Let's see who's it going to be. Oh, nice, Chris. The straight poop gets a DorkLair mystery box.
Cool.
You should drive up to ChrisCon and pick it up in person. Although I know you can't go, which sucks, but I will. I'll send that out to you. That's awesome.
Cool.
Nice, Chris. All right. Okay. So again, go to. So it's is it cryptoids.com or cryptoidtoys.com to like redirect?
Yeah, well, there is an S, so it's cryptoidstoys.com.
Okay.
And that redirects right to the Kickstarter. And obviously you just go to Kickstarter and search for it. If you just type in action figures, it'll pop up. It's up there. Just appreciate everybody supporting the project, and appreciate the people who are coming out and backing it, and you can join us for more updates on our shows. Toy Anxiety Tuesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, and also YHS podcast. And we're going to be doing some Cryptoids like dedicated streams coming up. So we're going to have our sculptor on to kind of talk about like,
nice,
his process of with working with the designs, and like it's just a fascinating world, right? Like, and I think people are very invested in learning kind of the behind the scenes stuff. And then we're going to have some like lore drops and really kind of get into some of the story we're building out. But yeah, surprise figure drop next week. Come see us at Toylanta. And thank you everybody for the support.
All right, everybody. And again, come see if you're up in the Northeast. It's not like a show you should travel far for, but if you are up in New England, come to the ChrisCon Great American Toy Show. I'll be there Saturday selling my mystery boxes and probably a few other things. So yeah. All right. Until next time, may the force be with you.
Bye, everybody.
Follow me into the